Let's do this. Good morning, everybody. I realized I hadn't put myself in the stream yet. So the music ended, and I normally just appear, and I wasn't there. So that's the kind of morning you're going to get here. I think I was out a little too late last night. We got after it a little bit to celebrate a birthday. So I'm very curious to see how hot these takes are this morning. But we get the Masters today. We have some Dave baseball. Deep Threat Vegas Dave told me gift moments here. God, I'm glad we get to a Vegas Dave mention this early in the day. Good to see everybody this morning. Listen, this is going to be a big day. We are 14 subscribers away from 2,000. So I need y'all to do the work today. All right. We need to be liking that stream. I know we normally say like 50%. We got to go a little bit higher. Yeah. So it's the real today. That's how we're feeling. I will say it hit me last night. I knew I had the day off today. So I was like, oh, I get the day off. I can stay out. I can get after it. And then around like 11, I was like, oh yeah, but I do have the show in the morning. So this is going to be fun. I still got up early. I did my research. Shout out to Lucas in the chat. And facts, man, if there was a way to have this intro just be my alarm, I get it, man. Shout out Rock and or Roll, Kevin Davies. He's been crushing it with that. Shout out Nerdbird over here. I see Nerdbird just getting a little Roblox. Yeah, I'm sure. Hopefully we get him coming through this morning. We love to see it. Yeah. Hey, listen, but when you love your significant other, you go hard for each other's birthdays. All right. Ad played when I clicked the link today, getting big time. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're big time now, dude. So we're getting like, maybe 50, 75 cents a day. So it is rolling in. All right, let's talk about some stuff today. We had some pretty good games last night. I'm a little upset. The only game I was excited about was the late one. And I missed it. I didn't see much of it. I did mostly box score scrolling this morning. Hey, there we go. Thank you, Trey. Thank you. So I did mostly box score scrolling for that game, but Jazz and Suns. Also, I'm excited to talk about like the Western standings because things are starting to get really interesting right now. And we're like, I don't know, what are we like 20 games away from the playoffs? And yeah, we did. We had KD return last night. Only like 17 minutes, but I'm sure they'll ramp that up. I mean, they're easing them back in before they ramp it up. But yeah, let's go over. I think one of the things that's super interesting about the Jazz Suns game is that those are two teams we've talked about quite a bit as undervalued teams because even though they are first and second in the West, they're not really treated that way. They're not really treated that way on Top Shot. So what's up, Joe Boyles? I see you in there. I'm going to share screen here so we get off the big old face and we're going to go over some stats from last night. I feel like I've already blown this up, so you should see that a little bit better, but oh no. I'm back. Whew! I thought I just closed out of everything. Guys, this is the type of day we're getting today, all right? This is the type of day. But the first thing I want to do, let's look at some of the Suns. Let's see if there's been any movement over there. Devin Booker last night. So they had a big overtime win last night. Big overtime win. And Booker put up, what did he get? 35, 4, and 3. 35 points, 4 and 3. And Devin continues. Hold on, I'm going to blow this up a little bit more because I feel like you guys can't see that as well, or maybe it's just on my settings, but I feel like you can't see it as well. So let's go up to 150. Let's really wild out here. So Booker being like $54 for his Seeing Stars, I mean, whatever. But this is the stuff that we're talking about, right? A cheap entry point, $35K, $10. You have $15K, $30. The rare metallic gold reward. This is nice to know. This is going for 2,400, and there's 142 of them. So that's interesting. And then his 2 Series 1 moments, right? It's 515 and 1K. So his Series 1 is getting there. I still think that's like wildly cheap. Hey, shout out Liam. First time watching. What are your thoughts on Vucci? Vucci Main. Yeah, I like Vucci Main quite a bit. We'll talk about him a little bit later. But I do. I like Vucci. Oh, shout out Daniel, back and vaxxed, ready for PAX. We love it. All right, so Devin Booker, again, somebody who sticks out. Chris Paul, who we've talked about Chris Paul a bunch, right? And he's someone who I think is a little undervalued, but the thing that I loved about Chris Paul, right, is he's someone like outside of winning a championship, there's not much he can do right now that's going to like vault his value to the moon or anything like that, because his career's happened, right? Like we've seen everything we're going to see from Chris Paul outside of maybe a championship. But Chris Paul last night had 29. No, that's not right. Well, let me double check his stats. I think I fudged it up. I think I fudged it up in my notes, but because I remember it being like an aggressive double-double. I should say the Suns won 117, 113 in overtime, which good because I like rooting for them. Yeah, 29, 9, and 4. I had written down 29 and 49, and that's not right. But again, like right when he retires, first ballot Hall of Famer, point guard, all those things. So what I like about Chris Paul is that like we're probably seeing his floor right now on Top Shot, and then he retires, and then it's to the moon because he's the first ballot Hall of Famer. So kind of my thoughts on CP. So his first moment, the metallic gold, is 2,500. I mean, when you compare that to all the other stars, that's really low. And then his first moment for Series 1 is under 1K too. So yeah, we should look at the All-Star game moment too. There was a nice little dunk. Where is it? Oh, all the way up here. It's 278. And then like 24 for 15K, 43 for Seeing Stars. Like there's a lot of cheap entry points into Chris Paul. So there we go. I like that. Oh, Beamer, I did not see this. He gave a high five to Mitchell after missing free throws. Hell yeah. We love that. All right, the other guy I want to talk about was Deandre Ayton, who I know he's come up a bunch and everybody makes fun of me for liking him. Last night had a little bit of a better game, and he's starting to, he's had a couple of strong games in a row this week. Or his last few games, he's had a couple of strong games in a row, and he had 18 and 12 last night. Now, I think what sticks out to me about this is because this was a meaningful game. This is a playoff type game, the way that it was played. And it was against another big. It was against Rudy, right? So like the big, and he put up an 18 and 12 stat line. Now, I don't know if that maybe Rudy had an off night. I don't know if maybe, I don't know, maybe the way they were running the offense. Again, I didn't have a chance to watch that game last night because I went to sleep. But I'm excited to take a look at how Ayton looked during that, because again, he's someone who, this is a, high risk, high reward, I think, with DeAndre Ayton, right? He could easily bottom out and we get nothing out of it. But when you look at his first moment on the site's 205, right? Another Series 1 out of 1,500, lower mint, only 149. Series 2 out of 15K, only $14. I mean, you can get his metallic gold from his first moment for $975. Now, again, this might be it, right? This might be it, though. This might be all we get out of DeAndre Ayton, and maybe he doesn't blow up. But if you're telling me I can get his first moment on the site for just over $200, with the chance that him and Booker play together for a long time, CP3 in the twilight of his career, maybe volts him up a couple levels in the next couple of years, and then it becomes Booker and Ayton's team. I don't know. I think I like it. I like taking the risk there. But again, it is a risky play because there was a real chance, and that this is it. Like, this is his height. But I don't know. Number one pick, All right. Yeah, Joe Vu brings up a good question. And Ross does too, but we're not going to talk about that yet, Ross. What do you think will have to happen for bigs to have more value on Top Shot? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It could be Jokic winning MVP. It could be, winning MVP, but also maybe a finals, like say Giannis wins the final or Embiid wins the finals or something like that, right? Embiid just having an incredible playoff run, like Drunk Tree's saying. I think that's how it can happen. It's got to be something like that. But yeah, I like DeAndre Ayton. And in that same game, someone who is not a big, but that gets overlooked, and he dropped 41 last night, is Donovan Mitchell. And Donovan Mitchell, man, he gets buckets. That dude gets buckets. And I know it's in a loss, but he also shows that he can show up for the moment too. Like we saw it in that series. We saw it in that series last year in the bubble against the Nuggets, where he was just trading hoops with Murray. I mean, it looked like two MVPs just battling it out right there. And for you to think like, if you think the Jazz are the number one team in the West, the number one team in the NBA right now, the Utah Jazz, and their best player is $25 for a Series 2 15K, is freaking, I'm sorry, wow, his gift has gone up to $94. That's interesting. Are the gift prices rebounding a little bit? Metallic Gold Series 2 for $720. His 35K moments, $9. Where's his first moment? His first moment on the site still sub 1,000, which is like up there, right? But if you think, he's still super young. If you think like this is the trajectory he's on, the Jazz are going to be real for a while. I don't know. This feels like getting in early on Donovan. So especially before the playoffs. Like if you believe the Jazz are going to make a run in the playoffs, now that I think that's the time. Let me catch up on some comments. I was going after it. Let's see. Yeah, that's true. Beamer and also Drunk Tree both bringing up Shaq. The Shaq run it back will change that for at least a moment, I think. Yeah, that's a good point. Billy says bigs collectively must dominate in the playoffs. Big Mike said, coming from the cardboard world, bigs never got any love in cardboard until this year with Jokic and Embiid used to get treated like Ayton. Yeah, but now we're seeing it, right? They're dominating. They're dominating the league. And John Moore bringing up Harrison Barnes' tweet about like the physical, I forget what the thing is called right now, but how they showcase the moment, which is pretty sick. And I saw Vince Carter even talked about it, right? So that's kind of cool. I like that. Rico, what's up, Rico? It says Mitchell definitely has the dog of it or it factor. Must be a problem in the playoffs yearly in the playoffs. Yeah, I think getting in early on these teams. I mean, this is what we're talking about, right? Like the Lakers, the Clippers, the Nets for the most part are all kind of like appropriately priced. Whereas like the Jazz, the Suns, the Nuggets, all of those guys are undervalued. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity there. All right, coffee sip. All right, real quick, we got to go over some business again because we are 14 subs away from 2K, and we're trying to hit that. We're trying to hit that right now. In order to get more eyeballs, this is what I need everybody to do. If you're watching on YouTube and you're not on like Apple TV or Chrome or whatever, if you can just hit the like button on the stream, let's get a bunch of people in here. All right. The weather's nice today. This is a great way to start our day or end our day, depending on where you are. So just like the stream for me. It'll be a nice pick me up as I battle this hangover this morning. All right. What else did I miss? Jazz, Suns need to prove it in the playoffs first before people are believing in them, I think. No, I totally agree with that. And honestly, I'm more team Nuggets than any other team in the West right now. Like that's where I'd be putting my money. But what I'm saying is though, if you do think the Jazz and Suns are going to prove it in the playoffs, like if you think the Western Conference Finals is going to be something wild like Jazz Nuggets or Jazz Suns or something like this, now's the time to get in on those moments before they make their playoff run. Because I think, we've talked about how we are hoping that the next boom is during the playoffs where we see more advertisement for it. There's more hype around basketball. It's like the national conversation, because we're kind of in the dog days of the NBA right now, right? Where every night 40 people are sitting either for rest to get ready for the playoffs or to tank to get a better pick, right? So I think we're going to see kind of a lull the next 2 to 3 weeks until we get rocking in the playoffs. Vincent says, "What's up, Mike? You ready for that Chris Vernon show's master update?" God, that is the funniest thing on the internet, and I'm so happy it was put back in my timeline again yesterday. So we get some believers in the Suns. Thoughts on report DeMar DeRozan will test the free agent. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that, man. The Spurs are making it clear they're going young and they're going fast. I think DeMar could be an awesome piece. Like if he's willing to take less money, an awesome piece on a contender. Honestly, I would love to see him go back to Toronto. That'd be fun. I know there's a lot of talk about the Ja Morant dunk last night too. We'll talk about Ja when we get there. He had a bounce back game last night with like 19, 7, and 7. And that game kind of got out of hand a little bit. So I think we would have seen some more stats out of him. But yeah, that was a nice job by Ja. Smeegs did not like the Raptors call for DeMar. And Joe Vu says, yeah, we can talk about this a little bit, right? So if DeMar leaves, are there any Spurs we're looking at? Man, we were talking about some of those young dudes on the Spurs that I think can be fun. It's kind of like throwing darts right now, though. Like you don't really know who's really gonna pop off. But I really like DeJounte Murray, who we've talked about. We can pull up. I mean, I've talked about his moment a lot, like earlier in the morning marketplace. God, it's down to $111 for his first moment. I just think DeJounte is really good. I think he gets buried a little bit in the West because of how many awesome guards there are. But I think DeJounte Murray is a really good young player. I think Lonnie Walker is someone that has a high ceiling, and he's going to get some more run. And then I also think Keldon Johnson. Keldon, big body. Shout out to Kevin Roth of Roto Grinders. Big body Johnson, who is, I think, just like let that dude play, and he's going to do some stuff. I do like Derek White, but Derek White's like sneaky a lot older than you think. I think he's like 27 or 28. Not that that's old, but you kind of know what you got right now. So that's where I'm at DeJounte. All right, let me keep going. I'm getting too sidetracked here. What else we got? So Durant, we talked about Durant a little bit. He came back, played 18 minutes, 17 and 7. So I think we're going to see, we're going to start seeing more Durant. So if you were eyeing a Durant, now's probably the time to make a move. I'm sure he's not playing back-to-backs, and he's not going to play not until the playoffs. Also, the Nets officially in first place now. Granted, they played one more game than the Sixers, and that's why, but they are in first place. All right, let's talk about the Nuggets, who have won 7 in a row, 6-0 since getting Aaron Gordon. They just keep trucking. Now, granted, their schedule is a lot. So this is twofold, right? Their schedule is a lot easier, so they're going to pick up more wins. But when you look at the Western Conference standings, right, they are 1 game behind the Clippers in the win column. So like they're a half game behind the Clippers for the third seed. So you're telling me, right? Yeah, they're 33 and 18 in the 4 seed right now. The Clippers are 33 and 18. I mean, the Nuggets are 33 and 18. The Clippers are 34 and 18. And then you've got the Suns 36 and 14 and the Jazz 38 and 13. So the Nuggets probably aren't catching the Jazz. The Jazz are probably, if the Suns go on a run, they could get the 1 seed, but it's most likely the Jazz. But the Clippers' strength of schedule is like in the toilet. I mean, the Nuggets' strength of schedule is in the toilet for the next few games, or for the rest of the season, really. So I am talking all over myself. This is wild. But the Nuggets have a real shot at just ripping off wins and moving into definitely the 3 seed. Like I see the 3 seed happening, possibly even the 2 seed. So I'm really excited about the Nuggets. They look so fun. Every night we get a clip that's like just like 8 sick passes. I mean, there was that highlight going around that Worldwide WAP put out there where it was Jokic and Gordon just starting at the 3-point line, passing it back and forth on cuts without a dribble that led to a layup. Just like unreal. Anyways, that's what I'm looking at. Ryan French had a question. What are your thoughts on rookie minted moments that aren't the player's Top Shot debut? Would love to collect some of those, but also don't want to get milked in the long run because it is in the debut. So you're saying like how Cole Anthony, right? Cole Anthony has his 4K first moment, but then there's like some 35K moments, right? I think those are good entry points for newer collectors. I think there's going to be still some value there. I would only go after the ones that you think are going to be superstars, though. I don't think getting a rookie moment or like all-stars, I shouldn't say superstars. I don't think getting a rookie moment of someone who is going to be like a rotation guy, like an eighth man or something. I don't think that's probably going to have a ton of value, but I do think like, I don't know, I'd be looking at Edwards, Wiseman, LaMelo, like those 35K moments. I do think there's going to be something in there. Yeah. That's where I'm at with that. Okay, so let's look at some of the Nuggets right now because Jokic had a quiet almost triple-double with 25, 9, and 19. But man, Michael Porter Jr. again, just out there with 18 and 10. Just another easy double-double for Michael Porter Jr. Yeah. And Big Mike says, just be careful with the 35K guys. A ton more coming in pre-order packs. Great point, right? That's a great point. But yeah, let's put up Michael Porter Jr. real quick. I feel like we do this every day, but the Nuggets keep winning and he keeps putting up stats. Yeah, so this series 1, right? So okay, so here we go. Ryan kind of corrected himself, not corrected, provided more context. So you mean more like the MPJ dunk, Morant steal, Barrett dunk. So you're looking at series 1, second moments of rookies. I like that more than the 35K, mainly because of serial. So Michael Porter Jr., 405, right, for his second moment on the site, but it is series 1 out of 3,200. Like the limited edition, the serial kind of that does stick out to me. So I hear you on that. I like that. I need this moment. I need to get this series 1 moment, I think. Under 1K for Michael Porter Jr. Man. But yeah, him, Jamal Murray too. Let's pull up Jamal Murray. He's got a couple series 1 moments. It looks like he's got a Western Conference rare moment that's 719, a 15K moment for $23, which is like, again, nice little entry point if you want to have a sweat during the playoffs. His first moment on the site, 547, so sub 600, and then his handles moment out of 3,500 is just 155. So opportunities there with Jamal Murray. I love Jamal Murray. I really do. I love Jamal Murray. And then we also got, who else do we have? Jokic. Let's look at my favorite player in the league right now. Dude is just awesome. Like truly, like Russell Westbrook, the triple-double machine, right? But Jokic is doing it, and he's doing it organically, right? That's not fair. Russ is doing it a little bit more organically on the Wizards, but Jokic is doing it on a good team. He's doing it on a good team. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at here. Jokic's Cool Cat is at 185, which made sense. I think it's kind of where we projected it. His Seeing Star out of 10K is only 65. His second Series 1 moment, 335. That feels like too cheap for Series 1. If you want a like cheap little entry point in an MVP, $15 for his 35K. But then his first moment on the site, under 1,400. Metallic Gold 5K. Man, if I win some Masters DFS, that's where it's going to. Well, the wedding, but also that. That's where I'm at, man. Jokic is just still so underpriced. We the people, this is too early for Westy slander. Come on. It's never too early. It's never too early. Oh, my face is still in the background. Good call, Tom. Good call, Tom. You know why? It's because I have this shit zoomed at like 150% so you guys can see stuff that it's rough. I always forget to do that. All right, another reminder. Everybody, just like to stream real fast. Just like it. Portsy, I think you put this in there earlier. Sorry, I missed it. You said the Zion Rising Star Reward for the Jokic Western Conference Series 1 moment. Oh, man, this is going to be tough. So this is out of 999, and we're looking at it right here, right? So it's 1,300, and then I believe the Zion is right around there too. Let's look at the Zion. Maybe Top Shot will be cool and just like put them side by side. The Zion right here is 1,350, right? So yeah, roughly the same price. This one's out of 802, so the mint's a little bit lower. Wow. Wow. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. I don't know, man. I think what I love about Jokic is that he seems underpriced and undervalued, and he's just the best player in the league right now. Like he's going to win MVP. I think that's sick. But Zion, like in the sense that he's not, I don't want to say he's not undervalued, but like Zion's ceiling is so unknown, and I think everyone freaks out over Zion in a way that they don't about Jokic. Willis, though, with a great point, remember some of those Western Conference finals had been burned, right? So that even though that's out of 999, I believe they said like close to 40%, maybe a little less than 40% of the Western Conference moments weren't, they're not out in circulation. So maybe it's out of like 600 instead of 999. Man, that's so close. I think you got to decide which player you like more. Those are like my two favorite players. I almost feel like you did this on purpose, dude, to like make me sweat this out. Because those are my two favorite players right now. I love those players. We the people said, did you play the Masters on DK for the CryptoPunk? Unfortunately, I did. Yes. I threw 3 lineups in there because I'm a sicko. Yeah, that's where I'm at. All right, let's keep going over last night's action. So we got through the Nuggets. I'm super high on the Nuggets, except for Aaron Gordon. I think I'm not high on Aaron Gordon. I just don't think Aaron Gordon has the ceiling as the other 3 that we've talked about, mainly because he's clearly like the 4th or 5th piece in this cog, right? He's just like almost Will Barton's having higher usage than Aaron Gordon. I think it'll be nice to have a Gordon moment as they make a run at the playoffs. I just don't think he's not going to have the consistency in what like Jokic, Murray, and Michael Porter Jr. has. But I really do think the playoffs are going to be such a breakout for MPJ. I really do. I'm going to go to the grave on that one. I'm so high on him, and he's just getting better and better. And we talked about this yesterday, right? He used to suck on defense, and now he sucks a little less. And because of that, Mike Malone's like, go ahead, dude, play 35 minutes. And that wasn't happening last year. You were seeing him getting pulled in the playoffs. So anyways, that's me on Michael Porter. The Michael Porter Jr. minute. Big Mike says, how much higher can that Series 1 Jokic go? Break even point is 1443. Can it realistically get to 2K? I mean, if we see, I don't know. Great point, Big Mike. I think if we see another big bump, right? If we see a big bump in the playoffs, or the next time that it's open to signups, or the next time it's advertised, or when it's out of beta, all of those factors in. If you believe in the platform long term and that we're in early, you got to think all of this stuff. All the Series 1 stuff, I think, has a higher ceiling. That's where I'm at. Drunk Tree just picked up the Series 1 Matisse Thybulle. Ooh, that's a fun one, man. Let's see. I want to see what the price of this is. Triple badge 300. Series 1, 300. I like this, right? So the thing that you're betting on with Matisse Thybulle is like he's going to have to play big playoff minutes, especially against the Nets, right? Because the Nets have Harden and Kyrie and Durant, and Simmons can only cover one of them. And the reason Thybulle is going to be out there is because he's a defensive stopper. Like he can shut down people. If he can ever figure out how to score offensively, like if he can just get a corner three down, I think he becomes a really important piece. Especially long-term, right? Because Danny Green's not going to be with the Sixers long-term. And I think Thybulle, the goal is that Thybulle fills in that Danny Green role. I think a more athletic version of Danny Green. Oh, shout out Danny Green, who every time he runs, it looks like he just learned how to run. Like it was his first time running. All right. Jim says, thoughts on how to price number 16, Tristan Thompson. Hell, man, dude, I don't know. You have number 16, though. That's such a low serial. It's out of 12K. It's his first moment on the site, $14. And you got, wow, you got a, wait, what's Thompson's jersey number? That's not a jersey match, is it? No, 13. Man, I don't know, dude. I don't know what to do with Tristan Thompson. Nick says, I agree the Nuggets are undervalued. Nets already have championship built into the price, so limited upside and will most likely decrease if no championship is won. Yeah, no, I agree. I think like there's still some meat on the bones with the Sixers. Maybe some of the ancillary pieces that we talked about yesterday with the Bucks. We talked about like Holiday and Middleton being underpriced, but Giannis is kind of properly priced. But I think the Western Conference is where you're seeing a lot of the value because I think everybody's just like mentally penciled in Lakers or Clippers. And I honestly don't think it's going to be Lakers or Clippers. If the Lakers aren't like 100% and we haven't gotten any like LeBron updates lately, I don't know. Oh, sorry. That was like a big gulp into the microphone. JM Football Production. Do you think Top Shot will create movements for the NBA players that win awards at the end of the year or badge? Oh, moments. Thank you, man. Yeah, I mean, they did it for the MVP, right? They did like a whole Giannis MVP. Let's pull that up here. Let's see if, yeah, the rare MVP move series 1. And that's why we have a bunch of Giannis, right? So my guess is they do something like this again for the MVP. I don't know if they're going to put individual badges for. The only reason I say that is because then you're going to have like moments with 8 badges and stuff. And I think when you get to that number, it gets a little bonkers. So I could see them doing an MVP. I don't know. Maybe they do a little star next to it that it was like Rookie of the Year season or something like that. I don't know. Good question, JM. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, relaxation session. The healthy Lakers will still be the favorites coming out of the West, pending AD coming back next week, potentially, then LeBron at the end of the month. No, I'm with you. I think if the Lakers are healthy, they're still the favorite. Although I really do think the Nuggets can give them a run. I mean, AD's a problem if he's healthy, and so is, I mean, LeBron's LeBron. But, yeah. Anyways, that's where I'm at. All right, what other? I feel like I was going to talk about a few more guys. Oh, we need to do a PJ Washington check. I also need some music, like a video to play for the PJ check. So PJ last night actually put up some stats. So thank you, PJ, for doing that because you were making me look like a fool for a little bit. And he didn't have a big game, but he had 12 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks. So he does a little bit of everything, and that's the way PJ is going to play. Granted, he did it against the Thunder, who are actively trying to lose. But when we look at that, again, the triple badge, first moment on the site, $162. I get not getting it now, but we've talked about PJ so much that I just kind of had to bring him up. But in that same game, Theo Maledon had a big game. And we talked about the Thunder and how, of course they're tanking. They're not trying to win. But we're seeing young guys similarly to the Magic, right? The Magic aren't trying to win, but they're just trying to see what they got. And that's kind of what the Thunder are doing right now. So Theo Maledon, his only moment, we have another moment coming out in these pre-order packs, I believe. But his first moment, although it didn't get a first moment because of the moment coming out. 2 badges, though, for a rare 2021 from his Rising Star for 165. I think he put up like 25, 5, and 5 last night. And the other dude who's not on the site yet, whoopsies, Pokuševski. Pokuševski, man, they are letting Slenderman's son, as we like to call him here, is just putting up, just chucking. So he gets some high 20s and points. I think he had like 29 last night. So yeah, he's somebody that's interesting. I can see people getting excited about him, but old Pokuševski. All right, that's enough Thunder talk. We talked about Ja a little bit earlier in that same game. Jonas Valanciunas, who again, big man disrespect. Jonas who I always think of the Weezer song, My Name is Jonas, every time we talk about him. His first moment's $78 on the site. Now, he is not someone who has like a super high ceiling, but this dude consistently puts up like 18 and 12. He just like, he's a double machine. And I don't know what his contract situation is. Hopefully he's still with the Grizzlies, because I do think long-term the Grizzlies have potential. I know they've been kind of dinged up. They'll make the play-in tournament this year, but that core of Ja, Jonas, I like Brandon Clark and Triple J when he finally comes back at the end of the month. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for them. Now, yeah, again, Jonas he doesn't have a super high ceiling, but it's just like consistency from this guy. And we were saying his hollow is so cheap. Yeah. Considering it's a series 1 hollow out of 50, you know? Yeah. Anyways, also Grayson Allen, he's not on here yet, right? Grayson Allen scored 30 points last night. Is he on here? No moments yet. 30 points last night. What the hell is going on? Grayson Allen's dropping 30? Come on. All right, we're a half hour in, another break. Listen. I need everybody to like the stream. We need to get these numbers up on a Thursday, okay? Let's get those numbers up so everybody like the stream. If you see in our show notes, you can follow us on Twitter at Top Shot Takes. You can follow me at Mike Zakarian. Jump in the Discord where we get over like 300 people talking shop. We've been talking a lot of DFS, trying to build golf lineups while also getting our teeth kicked in basketball lineups this week. But let's get in there. All right. What else we got? Jason Robinson says, it's great the Thunder announced a month ago, no fans for the rest of the year. A lot easier to tank with no attendance. Amen. Amen. All right. So moving off the Thunder, we talked about them too much. Okay. This is where I was excited about this. So the team, the Grizz took it to last night, or got it taken to. No, they won. The Hawks, right? So 2 guys, and we've talked about Bogdanovich quite a bit. Dude, Bogdanovich is balling on the Hawks right now. So another game with 20 plus points. He's just like so creative offensively. He just adds another dynamic to this Hawks team. It takes a little bit of pressure off Trae Young. We're going to see them in the playoffs. I mean, I don't expect the Hawks to win a series in the playoffs, but at least they're going to get at least 4 games on national TV. Although I could see them being like the NBA TV team of the playoffs. So, but again, Bogdanovich's first moment on the site, $80. His metallic gold, $725, or his rare metallic gold for series 2 is $277. I mean, his hollow, I don't know if anybody's getting his hollow, but it's $8,500. But if you just want his first moment with, or his 35K moment with the Hawks is $7, like I like Bogdanovich quite a bit. What's up, Craig D'Souza made it. So I really like that. The other Hawk I wanted to check out, which will probably be more excited for you, is Onyeka Young. Oh man, I knew I was feeling myself. Onyeka Okongwu. His first moment's 171. So last night the Hawks were missing John Collins. They were missing Clint Capella. So he started, played like 29 minutes, had a double-double, 13 and 11. That was a good sign, right? Because we hadn't seen too much of him offensively. We knew he was like pretty solid defensively. He's been hurt most of the year. So to see him get some minutes, granted, I think this is more a long-term buy, right? As a long-term hold because Collins and Capella are going to be there and they're going to be the main pieces of the playoffs. But it was a nice sign. We hadn't seen too much from him offensively, so it was nice to see that. Frank Manor says, feel good story, return of Isaiah Thomas. We do need a moment. Yeah, shout out Isaiah Thomas. Anytime anyone under 6 feet starts to come back into the league and get buckets, I'm in for it. Like we saw Muggsy Bogues tweet out a picture of him and Isaiah being like, glad he's back in the league. And I was like, hell yeah, sure, people unite. As someone who's 5'7", this feels good. But yeah, I agree. We need to get IT on there, IT3. We need him. Celtics did him dirty. It made sense, but did him dirty. We do need a Nick Claxton moment. Yeah. He has a Matisse Thybulle effect for the Nets. I agree. We do need a Claxton. That's why I'm so pissed they got LaMarcus Aldridge. I know he's putting up stats. Remember, he's putting up stats against shit teams and blowouts. Just remember that, please. When you come at me with this LaMarcus crap. That's a hill I'm going to die on. I can't wait. Probably going to take an L. He's going to put up like 30 in the finals. I'm going to take a huge L. God. Aaron says more on Onyeka's coming out in the pre-order pack. That's good to know. Yeah, Lou Will's being resurrected too. I mean, they're playing him, right? They're playing him, and he's running the second unit. Yeah. Willis, thank you for the reminder. The future face of Top Shot Europe, Bogdanovich. We love it. We love it. Yeah, we talked about Donovan a little bit earlier, Colin. 41 last night. Yeah, we agree. Jazz and Suns, man. Yeah, and this is what, no, it is, but Bogdan is going to be the ambassador. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I'm not saying he's the best player in Europe. I'm definitely not saying that. Mo Bamba's a 3-point shooter now, and so is Christian Wood. Yeah, Christian Wood too. I guess I did have some more notes on the Rockets, right? So Christian Wood had 22 and 10. John Wall also came back 31 and 3. And, it's good to, the Rockets are going to put up stats in losing efforts. So, but John Wall's shown he's still got it. I like Christian Wood too. I really do like Christian Wood. All right, let's go over to, we'll stop share screen for a second. I wanted to go over to Own the Moment site. I like just checking in after we review everything. I like seeing what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? So let's go over to Own the Moment. You can check them out, otmnft.com. All right, here we go. So it's 5. This is what I like looking at right here. The top gainers and the top losers. Bruce Brown, metallic gold. Usually this means somebody just bought the lowest ask, and this was the next lowest ask. But the metallic gold of Bruce Brown, Bruce Brown's fun. I like Bruce Brown because he's like a key part. Bruce Brown is worth way more to the Nets than LaMarcus Aldridge. Let's say that right off the top. But yeah, that metallic gold 969 is the lowest ask. Cam Reddish has gone up, which is interesting because I don't think he's played yet. Miles Turner, who sat out last night, Dylan Brooks, and KPJ. Man, let's check in Kevin Porter Jr. real quick because he still played decent minutes last night. Like, he's earned a spot in the rotation. He played decent minutes last night. 415. I think this has gone up since I looked at it this morning. Somebody bought one. I think it was like 380 when I looked this morning. All right, top 5 losers. Torrey Craig. That was a Series 1 metallic gold. Bojan Bogdanovic. Oh, Bojan, sorry. He also put up big numbers. I think he scored 20 plus. Evan Fournier, don't Google it. Langston Galloway and Julius Randle, base set Series 2 at 35K. So we can check in on the expensive challenges. Actually, you know what we should do? Since Rising Stars just ended and there's been some conversation around Rising Stars, let's take a look at what those prices look like now that those challenges are over. So LaMelo's still at 2K, still at 1,900, right? So that's right. Also, Wolf Warner says only 5 thumbs up. No, there's got to be more than 5. I'm seeing 88. So, but let's pretend there's only 5. And if you haven't liked it yet, bang, hit that like. All right. So the LaMelo Ball 1,900. And again, I understand not being interested in these when the challenge was going on because they're pretty overpriced. But now we're getting to the point, and even though there's no challenge involved, a lot of these moments, they're young. They're either rookies or second-year players with a lot of potential. And you're saying you can get any of these out of 2000, right? Out of 2021. And when we think about what the serials look like now at 35K plus, for a rare moment to be 2021, I don't know. For young players like this, Wiseman's at 440, so that one's still decently priced. But then Campazzo 188. Campazzo, who's earning minutes when the playoffs happen too. Rui Hachimura 170, Keldon Johnson 143, Mulder, whatever Mulder. I'm not buying into that. Lou Dort 140 though. I mean, Lou Dort's already proven to be he's going to be a player on a good team. He's now hitting threes. He's getting better each year. I really like Lou Dort. DeAndre Hunter again. I think DeAndre Hunter's price would be much higher if he didn't get hurt because he was balling before he got hurt. And Brandon Clark 134. So we're getting to the point where some of these are actually worthwhile now. All right, let's check out the Rising Stars 2. And that one just ended. So I'm curious to see how aggressively this dipped. Tyrese Halliburton has gone down from 900. I mean, he at the height was at 1,400, but 900 when the challenge ended to 632. Ja Morant. Let's look at this real quick. We're going to pull up Ja Morant's moments, and I want to look at the serials and compare the prices. And I got to sniff. Hold on one second. All right, we're back. I'm glad you could visually see that, though. All right, so out of 15K, it's $53. All right, this is what. So his rare out of 2021 is $395. His Series 1 base moment is out of 1,000. So comparing it, right? So there's double the amount. 3,900 compared to $395. All right, let's find another one. Out of 499, it's $1,650. All right, but this is probably more. Actually, you know what? This is closer than I thought. I thought there was going to be a huge gap, but this is probably the closest one. So out of 3,100, it's 605. All right. So out of 3,000, it's 605, and out of 2,000, it's 395. What happened? What happened? So anyways, I think there's some value on some of these now. Michael Porter Jr., 215. That's absurd. Tyler Hero. RJ Barrett's another one, man. Like he dropped a lot. I didn't talk about him, but I think he dropped almost 30 points last night against the Celtics. Theo Maledon, we talked about earlier, 165. Precious Achiuwa. I still believe in Precious Achiuwa, but we're not going to see him for a while. Denny Abdi. And then Nickeil Alexander-Walker, man. If Lonzo Ball's leaving and Eric Bledsoe sucks, Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Kira Lewis Jr. are going to be the guys moving forward. Anyways, all right. That's enough on Rising Stars. Portsy, anyone see the news of Brady launching an NFT company called Autograph? Yeah, I saw that trending. This morning. Wolf, thoughts on Darius Garland's 15K? Pretty low for a player. Too bad the Cavs stink. Yeah, Darius Garland, because, I mean, the other night, right? Didn't he score 37 points, 37 and 7 or something like that? Yeah, I like that it's out of 15K. I like that. I also like his first moment out of 4K is 211. Yeah, but for $10, man, that's some of the cheapest stuff on the site. You're saying you can get a young player with upside in his second year. I think it's his second year, right? Yeah, second year for $10. I like that call. Yeah, we were talking about Campazzo earlier, Lucas, right? Where he does have some sick dimes. Yeah, Gavin. So Gavin says also hinted that Rising Stars and other sets will be used in future challenges, right? So like it doesn't mean that those moments are done. I just like those moments in general. Like you're telling me I get a rare moment out of 2021 of young guys with insane potential. Like yes. And yeah, we're talking and Lou Dort, man. I love Lou Dort. Satoshi says thoughts on Series 2 Hollows. Let's pull up some Hollow Series 2. I've got some thoughts as I own one of them. So there's still challenges going on, right? So the challenges are helpful with the value on those. I like that. I mean, it feels like the last time we're going to get a serial out of 100, right? Or 99. So you got Lou Dort here at 3,600. You got a Westbrook, AD, Mitchell Robinson. You know, the one thing I will say is like, I don't love a lot of these moments. But I think there's like opportunity to get some of them low. Like you're saying, you can get a hollow for 2,400 for Aaron Gordon. Like Trae Young was the reward, and that's 14K. But Kawhi Leonard, who shout out a deep threat if he's still in the chat, he sold his for 11K the other day. Drew Holiday only being like, again, if you have money to burn, right? I know we're normally the minnow tank here, not the whale vault, but Drew Holiday being 3,100, feel like, again, you're going to see him ball out in the playoffs. Tobias Harris is another example of this, like 2,500, and he's going to be a very important piece in the playoffs. Like, Embiid's obviously the guy, and Simmons the lockdown defender, but like Harris is legit. Steph Curry's held though, 20K over there. Tyler Hero, 4,200. TJ Warren, James Harden, that was also a reward for one of the hollow challenges for 31K. And then where is Marcus Smart? This is the one I have at 2,100. I feel a little bit fishy, right? Because I feel a little bit fishy about Marcus Smart because this one got up to 4K and I held long term because I was like, oh, he hasn't been in a challenge yet. And now it's down to 2,100. So I feel a little fishy. But here we go. Anyone? Yeah, there's a deep threat. Someone say Series 2 hollows? We the People said, I think they said that about Rising Stars to pump their moments. No, I don't think so. I mean, because they mentioned it earlier with the Cool Cats. I think that's when it came up the first time when the Cool Cats moments dropped. But that's the thing about challenges, and we've talked about this, right? Where like, you got to be prepared when you're doing the challenges. And they're negative EV or whatever, unless you hit the lottery with a cereal. But I mean, it's a collector's thing, right? That's why you're doing it. So you're not doing the challenges to retire, right? All right, we're 45 minutes in. We did the work. We went through last night's action. I'm gonna just like do a quick preview. I want to see if there's anything that we're excited about tonight, games wise. We get the Bulls Raptors. Now that is a game I do not give a shit about. Lakers Heat, another game I could care less to watch because no one's gonna play offense. The final score is gonna be 19-18 with those two teams. Ooh, Thunder Cavs, an old toilet bowl. Bucks Mavericks. Okay, Giannis versus Luka. I will watch that. Blazers Jazz will be interesting. And then we finally got a good game. Pistons Kings. I'm just kidding. That's not it. We've got Suns Clippers on TNT, the last game. So we like that. We like that. Drunk Tree says, okay, back to work. Mike and the crew on later tonight. I don't think we're doing it tonight, but I think this weekend we are. I got to check with the team. Also, I want to put this out here. We're going to tease this right now. So I've mentioned before, it's come up a couple times. We have another podcast called the 89 Cavs, which isn't centered around Top Shot, but it's more just a few comedians talking about basketball. We're thinking about, so we normally record it on Sunday. It comes out on Monday. We're thinking about streaming it on this channel on Sunday, like doing it live. It still comes out in podcast form. I think, and we usually do it Sunday midday. So I was curious what people's thoughts were on that. I think we're going to stream it, see what happens. Because we're going to test out some new content coming up in the day. I think we're going to debut some UFC content, getting ready for the UFC flow, whatever that's going to be called. The Top Shot version of UFC. And I think, I don't want to tease it too much, but a special correspondent is going to be joining that show. But yeah, I also wanted to throw it out there because I am curious if everyone's like, hey, Mike, we could give a shit about that. And then we won't do it. But if that's something people would be interested in, we are curious. Deep Threat says you're watching the Masters app for 4 days. Yeah, I'm ready. Did did DraftKings fix the Masters stuff yet? Yeah, because I haven't been able to check ownership. I saw Baisley's first moment legendary was 3K not that long ago. Yeah, let's see that. Let me go back to the share screen. I do like Baisley, man, and people are going to forget about Baisley because the Thunder have shut everybody down, right? Because they're going to try to lose. I do like Baisley. I think he's got some upside. Yeah, his legendary 75 Series 1, lace him up 3K. Woo, baby. Woo, baby. I think if I'm going to spend 3K, I'm going to spend it elsewhere, but I do like the moment. Deep Threat says, why 89 Cavs? I actually have quite a few ties with that team. Honestly, the reason we picked it is where the makeup of our podcast is 3 comedians, 2 black guys and a white guy. And we were trying to find a big 3 that comprised of 2 black guys and a white guy. So we have Mark Price, Brad Daugherty, and who's the third? I forget who I'm missing the third dude, but that's how it came up. Wolf Warner said, just realized that if you click the little arrow on the new pre-order Google sheet, it will show you the upcoming moment. Yeah. It will. DK is working now. That's good to know. Daniel D. Shout out Daniel D in the chat. Says, careful, you want to watch my Heat and Lakers. Don't be disrespectful. I promise you, I do not want to watch that game. The Lakers with no stars. And we've talked about the Heat, man. The Heat just refuse to play offense. It's just aggressive defense. Larry Nance. There we go. Thank you for the Larry Nance. It is Larry Nance is the third one. All right. What other questions you guys got? I'm going to hang around for 10 minutes. I can feel the hangover shaking off right now. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling spry, which means I'm going to need a nap shortly. But yeah, what else you guys got for me? This is a reminder, like the stream, you can look at the show notes. You can join the Twitter, follow us on Top Shot Takes, follow me at Mike Zakarian, join the Discord. Michael Rico says, you're a funny guy, ? So I'm hoping that was supposed to be ! Michael. Hoping that was supposed to be, you're a funny guy, not a question mark. Ooh, Satoshi says Heat going to the finals. I'm excited. The reason I'm excited for the Heat in the playoffs is because they play so differently than everyone else in the league. We talked about this, right? Where the final scores of all of these games are like 135 to 119 or 140 to 138. And then you get the Heat game and it's like 19-18 final score. Ooh, Liam, yeah. Let's talk Vucci. Somebody asked about Vucci earlier. If that was you, I'm sorry. Let's pull up Vucci main. I love Nikola Vucevic. I don't know what the ceiling is of the Bulls. The Bulls remind me of the Hawks in a little bit. Like they're trying to win now, obviously, because of that deal. They want to try to secure Zach LaVine long term, which I don't know. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. He's still going to put up his numbers. I made the joke when it happened, like, shout out to Vucevic. He now has the opportunity to lose in the first round on a different team. That's what it feels like to me. But I think he's going to put up big numbers. I think if they make it work in Chicago, that at least is a market that gets excited about basketball, unlike Orlando. So I do think there's some upside there. And he, again, as a big dude, underpriced, right? So you're seeing his rare metallic gold is $725. His seeing stars is so sad. Out of $10K, $32. Out of $15K, $11. His first moment on the site, under 240. His second Series 1 moment, 75. I own 3 of these second moments. I don't know what the hell happened, but I do. But yeah, I like that. Yeah, that jaw dunk last night was sick. That jaw dunk was sick. I need Ja to be back. I need Ja. I want big numbers from Ja. I love him. One of my favorite players. I want to see that. Thoughts on the Cole Anthony return and moment jump? Yeah, it's good to see Cole Anthony back. Like he's fun. He's fun. And the thing is, right, the Magic are intentionally bad. They're trying to be bad. And we're seeing they're going to just run their young dudes out. And his first moment on the site, 285. But if you're like, I'm not going to drop that kind of money for a rookie, but there's a 35K moment for $24. Yeah, it seems nice. I like that. I like Cole Anthony. I think the Magic are like a low-key fun watch just because of how bad they are. And they're just like, Chimo Kiki, you're going to play 30 minutes. Mo Bamba, spot up from 3. We're going to run 5 guards out here at once. Michael Carter-Williams, you're still in the league. Like, I like watching them. They're kind of fun. We the People says the Heat need to give none the keys to point guard. Yeah, but he does seem like he's just going to chuck it. He reminds me of Terry Rozier in that way, where he's not necessarily trying to get other people involved. He's like, let it fly, baby. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm hoping we get an announcement for a pack today. It's been a pretty quiet week. But Big Mike, I think they said we won't be getting, they said we won't be getting a legendary pack until we get the pre-order pack, right? And then they said the pre-order pack we're going to get on the 16th, the latest, but most likely sooner. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm ready for a pack too. I am ready for a pack. Yeah, Liam said just bought his second moment of Series 1 in the 15K. I really do own that 3 times. I don't know why I own it 3 times, but I do. Dude, Patrick Kearns with the truth right here. We need a Rob Williams moment. We do, man. Even though he got absolutely murdered by Embiid the other night, we need Time Lord. I'm glad. I mean, I love Daniel Tice. I'm glad they moved him. They just need to let Robert Williams play 30 minutes a game and then just see what happens. Michael says, think they will slow drop the pre-order packs or just give them all at once? No, I feel like they all get out there at once or within like 2 hours, you know? Wait, hold on. Conscious Coma. You say Scary Terry slander is preposterous. It's in my bedroom, but I have the Scary Terry shirt from when he's on the Celtics. I love Terry Rozier. I'm just saying Terry Rozier is not necessarily facilitating offense. He's getting buckets. So I'm not against Scary Terry. I'm just saying, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Craig says, have we talked about the Vegas Dave fishy account? We haven't yet. Feel free to throw your thoughts in there. I actually need to read a little bit more about what happened. I was kind of off of the interwebs for most of the day yesterday. So I need to read through that a little bit. But I'm excited to read it. Yeah, he's a gunner. Terry is a gunner. We the People. Does anybody feel like Top Shot are dropping the bag? They can do so much more. Where are the running backpacks, T-Mac, AI, etc. So, well, they said that's probably not going to happen during the season. I actually think this is pretty sharp. I think it's pretty sharp that they're not doing it during the season because after the play, right? I think we're going to see a hype in the playoffs. It's going to build up. The finals happen, and then everyone takes a break from the NBA until the draft, right? So, excuse me. I think by saving it for the off season makes a ton of sense because then all of a sudden it builds more hype for the run it backpack. Everyone's like Shaq, AI, T-Mac, and then we lead into summer league. We get some rookies rolled out. It's more exciting, right? So I actually think this is pretty sharp. Someone else made a comment too that I missed it. Feels like a stress test time. We do know a legendary pack is coming soon. I bet we see some rookies in some legendary moments. So I agree. I think before we get a legendary pack, we will see some stress test stuff. I believe you. And we got to remember too, like going back to We the People's comments, I think they're making sure everything is good to go before they like really blow it out, right? Because the last thing you want to do is move too fast and then all of a sudden the marketplace is shut down all the time like it was during All-Star break. Like they don't want to see that. So I actually think it's pretty sharp of them. And a lot of people will come at this and being like, oh, company Top Shot man. I know, I don't. I'll criticize when we need to criticize. I still didn't get my hollow pack, okay? I'll criticize. But I do. I think it's sharp to be more patient until they like really blow it out. All right, here we go. Is KPJ a good buy? What's up, Brill? Good to see you. We've talked about Porter Jr. His price is starting to go back up. I'm I'm mad at myself for not getting it earlier. I still haven't gotten it yet, but not snagging it earlier. It's up to 415. I mean, the Rockets suck, but they are going out of their way to play Porter Jr. Even with John Wall back last night, I believe he was still in the starting lineup. So I like Kevin Porter Jr. He looks good. He looks really good. Good facilitator. Andrew Chen says, Ja Morant, Series 1, first moment deal at 4K. I mean, I think so because I love Ja Morant. Here, you know what we can do instead? What we can do, 4K. It's out of 1,000. This is what we'll do instead. We'll let's put a filter on. Let's go by 4K. And let's see what else is in there. And let's sort by lowest as descending. Let's see what else is out there. So you can get a Buddy Hield legendary, a DSJ legendary, Dame Lillard. Okay, so Dame Lillard's first moment on the site is 4K out of 299. Jordan Clarkson. No, I don't want that. Langston Galloway. Yeah, there's Scary Terry, legendary. Ray Allen, run it back. Giannis, Paul George, and then Ja Morant, triple badge. All right, so to me, this comes down to Ja or Dame Lillard. Ja or Dame Lillard. I love Ja. There's so much upside on Ja. Yeah, I do. I like that. Like if you are trying to spend 4K, like if you're like, I need to get this 4K out of my account, it's either Ja or Dame for me. That's what it is for me. Oh man, I scrolled down too fast. Famous Dave had at least 55 counts funneled into his secondary account and then to his. Yeah, I did. I saw that he was multi-accounting. I mean, it seems like Top Shot's on top of it now, right? Like he's been outed. He's going to lose all those moments. He's not going to be able to, yeah. It sucks though. It sucks that was still going on. But like, man, in anything, right? In any, especially like I'm thinking DraftKings, like there's always going to be a couple of shady people skirting the rules. Shout out the married couple who threw 300 lineups into the Millie Maker and won. You know what I mean? Like that stuff's going to happen. So as long as they act swiftly once they have the information, I think when it gets sketchy is if someone within Top Shot or within Dapper is helping facilitate those things, right? But there's always going to be some scumbags. All right. What are thoughts on the infinite objects Vince Carter moment Harrison Barnes posted on Twitter? Yeah, that's pretty sick. I think my favorite thing about that, if you haven't checked it out, just go check out Harrison Barnes' Twitter. My favorite thing about that is that when you turn the moment over, when you look at the back of the thing, having like the stats on the back, I thought was pretty cool. Oh, Daniel Rosenbaum. Sorry, I had to join a lame work call. Did I miss the Aldridge deep dive? Listen, Daniel. When Aldridge, he's not making me look silly, Stan. Listen, they beat the Pelicans by 30 last night. Aldridge has shown up 2 times. He's shown up 2 times in blowouts where he's hit buckets. I will take my L on Aldridge in the playoffs if he does anything. If he does anything in the playoffs, I'll take an L. In the second round. If he does anything in the first round and blowouts, I don't give a shit. But if he does anything meaningful in the playoffs, I will take an L. I will buy a LaMarcus Aldridge moment on this site. All right? On this stream. I'll do it live if he does it. But God, he's so bad. Also, shout out Angels G. What's up? Wolf Warner says, Cole Anthony, Markel Fultz, Chumo Okiki, Jonathan Isaac, and Mo Bamba are a good, fun nucleus for the future. Yeah, they got a lot of good young dudes. I also like Kim Birch, too. I don't mind him as like coming off the bench. And Wendell Carter Jr. looks legit. He's looked legit. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do long term, but it is like a good, fun young team. Lucas Scherer says, do you think Top Shot will be able to pull off more moments from college for the first round draft picks in the upcoming draft? No, I don't. No, just because then it gets into weird territory of like, does that they're profiting off of the NCAA? I don't think we would see it. We were joking though how funny it would be to get like draft moments where like just shaking Adam Silver's hand, like, and then does that become their first moment on the site? We were joking about that, which would be kind of funny. No, I know, Daniel. I'm just LOLing. I'm LOLing. Blake looks like a little bit good. Tree came back for the Aldridge talk. Sean says Vegas Dave account is an example of an old scammer that doesn't understand that blockchain is a public ledger, attracts all that nonsense. Yeah, he's a dummy. He's a dummy. Wait, what did I miss? There was a comment that everybody was laughing at. Did I miss it? No, did I miss it? Where is it? I just see everybody laughing at Tanner and Jade. What did I miss? Somebody put it in there again. All right, came back. If it is the second biggest scam or smearing Vegas, Dave, it's freaking genius and totally worth whatever money they lose doing it. Yeah. Yeah, the NCAA would never. The Nets are a big four with Aldridge now, probably the best five starting in 2000. Get the fuck out of here. How about Drummond? Think it's going to the moon? No, I don't think so. I mean, I think Drummond, he's going to start on a team that's probably going to go to the finals. So there we go. So you can buy Drummond if you want. I understand the thought of it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Tanner and Jade is the husband and wife from the DraftKings 300 lineups. Yeah, my bad. I forgot their names. I feel like there's an account that follows us that is like a husband and wife's name. So I thought there was like an account that commented Tanner and Jade. But yeah, that's hilarious. That was one of my favorite things because I really didn't give a shit about it. But it was also really funny to just watch Twitter freak out. Yeah, Deep Threat with a good point. Drummond only has 9 toenails. So that is something we need to think about when buying and selling. So you got to take everything into the market. And although, hey, you know what? Deep Threat, I'll push back. Everyone else in the market has 10 toenails. So does it make it unique? Is it a 1 of 1 or 9 of 9, I guess you would say? What's up, Aiden Duffy? Thanks for joining. All right. Anything else? Should we wrap up? Do you guys have anything else right now? Another reminder, get your last minute questions in. But as a reminder, hit the like. Hit the subscribe. I need to do a subscribe check here to see where we're at with our followers here. Did we hit 2K? Did we hit 2K? Oh, we are 6 away from 2K. We are 6 away from. I'm staying on here until we get 6 more subscribers. This is like Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not going anywhere. We need 6 more subs. Savant says, "What do you think about the 4-badge series 1 RJ?" Man, RJ is turned into a nice player. We've talked about this before. Like, no one freaks out about basketball like the New York community over the Knicks. This is still a Knick town. It's 1K for that first moment. Out of 2,800, it does feel like that could go up. It does feel like it could go up. Again, this is not financial advice, but I do like that moment. Strictly a point to buy moments of people with 10 toenails. Good point. That is my financial advice. I do favor 10 toenails. My favorite thing about that Tanner and Jade moment was that she goes, he told me not to play this wide receiver. It was, DK Metcalf, I think. But he had like 85% of that wide receiver. So funny. That's so funny. Yeah, what other questions? Because again, we're staying until we get to 2K. So you guys got to fire up that questions. Otherwise, it's just going to be me staring right down the barrel of the camera. I am excited about the UFC stuff that we're going to pull out. I'm excited to announce that when we can about what that's going to look like. We're going to have 2 hosts, 1 special guest in there. What's up, NK Card? Ooh, a Space Jam 2-pack in the offseason. Yeah, I wouldn't hate that. Panda Dixon, like your channel, new to Top Shot, and you have a good flow to this. Thoughts on Iggy? Thank you, Panda. I appreciate the feedback. Let's see. What is it? I don't even know what Iguodala's at. What I like about Iguodala, this is like we've talked about this with Chris Paul to a lesser extent. Obviously, Chris Paul is a better player than Iguodala. But Iguodala is someone who I think their value goes up after they retire, right? After they retire, Iggy's going to make the Hall of Fame. He's won a finals MVP. Like, he's won championships. He's been on multiple really good teams. I do think Iggy's value goes up after. Now, looking at his moments, I don't know. Maybe just getting his first moment on the site as 222 is the way to go. I also think, I think a run it back pack would be sick of Iguodala, right? Like, if we get a run it back with the Warriors or the Sixers or the Nuggets, right? He was on the Nuggets. Did I make that up? Was he on the Nuggets? No, he was on the Nuggets. So I like that. Yeah, and Big Mike says Iggy is a 35K. Yeah. Wolf Warner, you're going to take an L, bro. LaMarcus will be an excellent role player for Brooklyn in the playoffs. He is slow. Okay, let's see. Who does LaMarcus guard in any round? Who does he guard on the Bucks? Who does he guard on the Sixers? Those are the 2 teams I care about. I just want to know who he guards. Who covers him? Who's he cover? The LMA spin move is fire. Are we allowed to call it a spin move when it happens in slow motion? Anyways, okay. I got to stop the LaMarcus slander because I feel like someday he's going to find me. All right, we got to refresh. I need to see did we hit any more subs? Oh my God, we're 2 away from 2K. 2 away from 2K. 2 away from 2K. We got to make it happen. If you disliked more guys, you wouldn't keep coming back to LaMarcus Aldridge. That's great. That is great. No, Stan, I like the Heat, man. I do like the Heat. I'm just saying I think they play different than everyone else. Spaceman just says, are you a believer in all the Zed Racing stuff? Club Top Shot and OTM have been talking about it. Yeah, I think it's really cool. Here's what I will say. I don't feel comfortable enough talking about it. Like, I think it's neat. And I think if I had more money to throw at things, I would be all about it. I think there is some interest there. Like, I think it's cool. But I don't have the knowledge to talk about it, and I don't have the bankroll to get into it. So I'm just going to keep watching Club Top Shot and Own the Moment talk about it and be like, oh, this is sick. And I'm going to keep talking about Top Shot because that's what I understand. Almost as many likes as viewers now. We love it. Patiently waiting for a D Wade moment. Yeah, Daniel D. We do need a D Wade moment. We do need a D Wade moment. That would be sick. We are one freaking sub away from this. One sub away from hitting it. I know there's like a way to pull up the live analytics on that, but I don't know how to do it. So who cares? Yeah, it's just so much money. The Zed is so much money on that, and the gas fees scare me too. Yeah, I totally agree. Again, if I had a bankroll, we would be chucking money at this thing. We are, Mike. We're sticking it out for 2K. I told you, man. Hangovers off, coffee's hit. I'm feeling good. Oh, dude, I got a Yat too. This is why I need to stop. I told Pete this yesterday. I got to stop following Overzet on Twitter because I just keep throwing money at stuff. Why do I need a Yat? But I got a Yat. All right, here we go. Some actual talk. Sam Williams, thoughts on Jay Crowder Series 1. Jay Crowder, this is, again, he falls in the category of like on a playoff team. We're going to see him in prime time. He's more of a role player now, though, right? He's like what he was doing on the Heat was a little bit more impressive than what he's doing on the Suns. But I'm all for Series 1 first moments out of 1,200. You're spending less than $150 on a first moment. He's going to be in the finals. I wouldn't hate like picking this up, and then if he balls out in the playoffs, just moving it. What's a Yat? Yeah, good point. I don't even know if I can explain it. A Yat is just like a series of emojis that you now own. It's like your emoji. Even saying it out loud felt dumb. Oh, hell yeah. We're over 2K. Bum, 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 bum. Let's go. We did it. More importantly, it means you guys don't have to watch me. I don't have to talk into this anymore, but we hit 2K. We love to see it. All right, this is what I'm going to say as we wrap up. I feel like I'm about to give like an Emmy speech that we just won. Like, first and foremost, I want to thank God for giving me these talents to be out here today. I want to thank my mom and dad who believed in me from the beginning. Shout out to LaMarcus Aldridge for sucking it up. No, all right. Listen, got a shotgun of beer now. No. We are taking a break from the Alkies. All right, listen, thanks for hanging out this morning. We'll be back again tomorrow morning at 9. What else are we going to do? We're going to watch some of those trash basketball games and talk about them tomorrow. I hope everybody's DK runs nice in the Masters. Enjoy the day. Yeah, you're right, Dre. We do need our own NFT. Remember to join the Discord. All the information is in our YouTube notes, right? So follow us on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Jump in the Discord. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out, getting us to 2K today. And I don't know. Let's do this again tomorrow, huh? Let's do it again tomorrow. All right, we out.